Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Mastercraft Fishing. And today the bait we're going to paint is going to be something a little out of the ordinary, but it'll be fun. I mean, everyone's doing all kinds of, pretty natural baits out there, and, tons of crawfish patterns and yellow perches. And I intend to just do some kind of fun stuff. And, anyways, what we're going to do today is basically, since it's April and it's April 20th of 2020, we're going to do a tribute to 420 itself. And so I made up a little pattern here. I call it the All-American 420, and fairly easy pattern to do. It's this three colors: red, white, and a blue. And we have a little stenciled marijuana leaf on the side here, and it's a pretty quick and easy bait to do, not too bad. So grab your beverage of choice, a couple of paints, and let's go over to the booth and paint something. Okay, so what I've done here is I've gone ahead and painted this bait all white, just to save some time in the video so we don't have a 20-minute video. And it looks like we have a little issue going on down here. No problem. We'll take care of that right now. There we go. Looked like a little piece of something got stuck on there, but this is actually, I have a few of these to paint. A few different customers have ordered these, which I truly appreciate because I'm in need of blanks, and that's what helps pay for blanks. You don't really make any money painting lures at all for people. It's kind of more of, your hobby deal, and it's fun. And then, your work gets out there and people enjoy fishing with them. And that's really what matters, I think. So, anyways, our first paint choice is going to be our opaque red, which is just a regular Createx basic opaque red. No big deal. Pretty easy. So a couple drops is all you're really going to need. Because I find red's a little bit tricky to clean out of the airbrush. And you want to keep your pressure kind of low for this. So we'll just come right down our back here. Remember, light coats goes a long way. And you kind of want to fade down the sides as well. There we go there. And our cheek has got some. Just kind of creep up on the side. If you do it right, you can get a white shadow. I don't know if you can see that or not, but see how the paint didn't quite get behind that gill? So that's good. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is a nice white shadow back there. Now we'll creep up on the second side. I find if you just move your airbrush in small circles, you can achieve it pretty well. You have good control. So there we go there. Just want to highlight a little more up here. There we go on the shoulder. Make sure you got a good coat on there. Alright, and basically the bottom of this is going to get painted blue. So you just kind of want the red as dark as you want to get it. And basically I'm out of paint, of course. Doesn't that always happen to me? I don't know why. I mean, I just say a little will do me, and next thing you know, I gotta put in more paint. Maybe I should just dump it all in there. There we go. Looks good. Off the bait and on the bait. Light coats, guys. Light coats. We're going to keep that there because we have a nice red back, and we do have a bit of a shadow going on there. So we're going to keep that just like that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to clean the airbrush, and we're going to put the blue on next. Okay, now that we've got our red on and got a nice fade on either side, we have the little white behind the gill there. Now we're ready to put our blue on the bottom. And what I have here is just a nice transparent blue. It's kind of a brighter blue. I actually like it. It's Caribbean blue. That's what it is. Okay, so I am noticing a lot of these blanks, even though you get them from reputable companies, they're coming in with a few dings all over them, and I try my best to get them out, but some of them you just can't get out, and they show up a little bit under the clear coat. I don't know if anyone else is having that problem, but I sure am. Okay, so let's get this blue loaded up, and we'll paint the bottom, and then we'll go on from there. Put in a little extra paint this time so I don't run out. Okay, so the bottom's real easy, and once again, just want to make sure that all our cleaner's out. And this paint, since it's a transparent, is going to take a little bit more to coat, but we just want to do light coat. So see how everything's getting real shiny there? That's a lot of paint on there. What we gotta do is give it a quick dry. Got our heat gun. Shouldn't take all too long to get it, tacky dry. You don't need it fully dry. Just enough so it's not gonna run. And that's looking about good there. Okay, so I want a little bit more on the throat. Okay, that looks good there. We'll get another nice fade up the side here. And we are going to keep it right there. So essentially we got our blue on the bottom here. And I may do a little touch in the back there. Yeah, I will. Right there. There we go. Now put a nice ring around it. And that looks nice there. So we got our blue on the bottom. Oh, a little more fade on this side. So I said before, you're going to fool around with your baits because you're going to look at something and go, well, I could have done that a little better. But now I think I got it. The way I'm looking to see it. So here is our red, our white, and our blue. Okay, let's get on to the next part of our lure here. So what I'm going to do is clean the airbrush out, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now that we have our red, white, and blue on there, now comes the kind of fun part. So let me explain to you how we're going to put the flag sort of pot leaf on there. And we'll show you this. What we have here is, we're not going to do it with a stencil. These here I created these in Corel Draw, and what these are is they're on a piece of it's basically like a sticker or a tattoo in a way, and it's put on water transfer paper. And what you do is you go onto Corel Draw and you take an image file, and you take the background out of it so that you just have the outline of what you want, and then you proceed to, color it in, or infill it with whatever you want. And I chose this to lay this whole thing onto an American flag, and after that you cut it all out inside of your program, so that the only thing that's left is a white background and then the image of the flag that's on there. I could have done this with any sort of image I wanted to, really, but this is one that I kind of like. There was an image I could have bought online and it was similar to this, but this one I feel looks a lot better than that one did. Not to blow my own horn or anything, but I created it, and it's kind of my piece of work, and so it came out good. It's pretty similar to the other one, but I added in a little bit of yellow on the edges in the program. So then what you do is, once you have your image on your water transfer paper, you can put as many as you want, and you really want to fill up that paper with a bunch of stuff. I put some of my signatures on there, and I got a couple of other files and that I got, and other little things that I put on there, because each of these sheets, an 8x11 sheet, is almost $3. So if you just print one little object on there and you cut it out, good luck trying to send that through the printer again to get more images printed on there. So it's best to wait until you get all the designs you want, and then print them out all at once on one big sheet. Pretty much set up here. Let me get those out of the water. So what you're going to need is, you're going to need a nice pair of really fine pointed tweezers. You can pick these up at a lot of different places, Hobby Lobby or whatever. They have all kinds of cool stuff like this. I think I just had these kicking around from an electronic project I had years ago. And you're going to need your little decal that you made and some water. Now I know that this lure here isn't as close as I'd like it to be, but you got to kind of get yourself comfortable here. And so this is pretty much the best working practice that I've found to do this. And what we're going to do is, when I drop this in, it's going to want to curl up a bit. So we're going to want to try to keep it flat. And we're going to leave it there for about 45 seconds. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm just going to slide and transfer this on there. And hopefully it's straight. You do have a little bit of working time with it, so alright, here goes nothing. Oh, see, already starting to curl. So you gotta get that curl out of it. So you kind of just pin it down like a wrestler, and just wrestle that guy in there. So there we go. It's nice and flat. And we'll give it a few seconds to work its magic here. You kind of want to let this lure cure for a few days before you do this. It lets the paint harden, but for the sake of the video, I just wanted to give this a go. Alright, so we're going to pull this out gently. Get off as much of the excess water as you can, because remember, you're working with water-based paint here. So alright, here it goes, and it's slipping. It's coming off of there. Just like kind of a contact lens in a way. Okay, it's on there. So now you just want to move it into the position that you want. And you're going to find there's going to be air bubbles in this. And this is the part where you want to try to get it as straight as possible and get the air bubbles out before it sticks. Because once it sticks, you're done for. And that looks pretty good there. So you just want to keep on wiping it, and take a paper towel and gently rub that water off without smearing your paint. Oh, and see, I put a little wrinkle in that. You gotta get all them wrinkles out, otherwise it's gonna look like doo-doo. Oh boy. Okay. So far so good. You just want to keep rubbing it because it will lift up here and there. So you want to keep an eye on that. Sometimes the more you fool with it, the worse off it gets. So you gotta kind of be patient at this part. Because if you're not, when you go to clear coat this, you'll see the ripple in your little decal here. So the object of it is not to smear the paint, keep the air bubbles out, so this can dry and be flat. So see up here we have a few little characters going on there, so just keep rubbing it. Eventually it will all stick. Hopefully the way you want it and where you want it. So start from the center and just work your way out. And then do the same on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this. I won't bore you with this part because it is rather boring. I'm getting bored right now. So what I'll do is after I finish this up and get the eyes on, I'll take you back over to the bench and we'll dip this and we'll call it good. Alright, so now that we're back at the bench, it's actually been, I don't know, 3 days trying to put this video together because I've been busy. You know, work outside of here, and I'm a CNC programmer. I also do some engineering design work, and so things have been busy there. And I did get a few orders for this bait, so I've been trying to keep up with that. I was actually rather surprised I was going to get so many, but I ended up with a handful of them to do, which I'm very happy about, and I'm glad that people enjoy my work. I just want to stress one thing, that if you are going to do the the water transfer paper, make sure to keep your own artwork. If you start going on the internet and downloading stuff, and you can get into copyright issues and you can get into all sorts of trouble. So, you know, just create your own artwork, and it's easy to do. It just takes a little time. Watch some videos, see how other people do it, and you'll be able to generate your own, you know, sort of thing. You can make your own labels to put on baits. You could, you know, put a family photo on there and do it as, you know, maybe a Christmas gift to somebody, or, you know, some things like that. I mean, there's tons of ideas to do. So here is our bait. We have the red, white, and blue, and we have that on the bottom. The blue came out a little bit harsh there, but it is handmade after all, so you can't complain about that too much. So, and what the other thing is you really want to let this paint cure before you dip it into the KBS itself, because what will end up happening is things are going to run, and the KBS will actually start blending the paints together in a way which you probably won't like. And so it's best just to let them cure maybe a day or so, and then dip your bait. I mean, you have seen where I painted baits and I've dipped them right away, and things have come out pretty well. But with these transfer stickers, I am, not sure how that's going to work out. So I figure I'd give it, a day and see what happens. So without further ado, let's dip this and let's call this a video. Okay, so we have our handy dandy hook here and our little drip wire, which we'll put on the end. We'll just hang it for a second on our little setup over there, which you see my hokey little setup, but hey, it works, And see, I'm gonna need new plastic on this because this lid is starting to stick a bit, so keep that in mind when you're working with this stuff. But look at this. I mean, I've dipped, oh God, probably 50 plus lures in this now. And I don't know, I still have to do my other video on the other sorts of materials that I've dipped with in the past. So we should get on that pretty quick. Alright, so get it in there, and now we just want to bring it out slowly. Make sure we get all those air bubbles out of there. Gonna give it another dip. Again, I can kind of see a bubble on the side there. Give it a little bit of a shake. Alright, let's bring that out slowly. Make sure you have plenty of newspapers down. I have a bunch here. You probably can't see them, but and then that way when you do your transfer to hang your bait, you're not going to get this resin all over everything. Because I'll tell you one thing right now, once this stuff hardens, it's very hard. I mean, you might have a day or two in between where it's still tacky. It says that it cures in 24 hours, but I find that it truly hardens after about 48. It's still a bit tacky after 24. Alright, let's do our transfer here. Okay, and we'll get our lid back on. Make sure that's tight. Second air gets to this stuff, it will harden. You can see it if you have it left out too long while you're dipping it. You'll see a little skim starting to form on the top. And get that nice and tight. Okay, we'll put that right over here. Alright, well I thank you for watching. We do have a few more lures planned, and so we'll get to those. I think I might do one more 420 tribute before April's over. And I'm not sure what I might do yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something that we can end the 420 out with. And well, I thank you guys for tuning in this week, and we hope to see you next week. I do thank you for subscribing. We have one new subscriber. I went over and I watched some of his videos, and I saw basically bought his first new bait casting reel and was having some troubles, but hey, we've all been there. I mean, I don't think there's a fisherman out there that has picked up a bait casting reel and casted 100 feet the first time they used it. Usually it's just a big mess of line everywhere. And so stick with it and just have fun. Alrighty, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.